Loved Scan and Cut before? Then you're really gonna love it now. Because the world's first home and hobby cutting machine with a built-in scanner has truly become several cuts above the rest. With RGB color recognition for super accurate cuts, just look at what you can create. And a new 4.85-inch display that's 30% larger, so clear and easy to use. Scan and Cut 2 is connectable every way possible, wirelessly, direct to PC, and as always with USB memory stick. Finally, it comes with hundreds of new built-in designs and fonts. Scan and Cut 2, the perfect creative tool for crafters, quilters, sewers, and mixed media artists. See it, scan it, cut it, create it. Scan and Cut 2 is the world's first home and hobby cutting machine with a built-in scanner, and now with even more versatility. The new Scan and Cut 2 is cutting-edge technology from Brother. There are so many reasons why I love the Scan and Cut, but it is a possibilities machine that allows you to take whatever you can imagine and bring it to life with both cutting and drawing files. And now with a larger LCD display screen, it's 4.85 inches. That's 30% larger than previous models. It also has a non-glare design. Scan and Cut 2 is also wireless network ready. Scan and Cut Online, the Brother Quick Transfer System, allows you to send cut files from Scan and Cut Canvas directly to the cutting machine and vice versa. And it also offers PC direct connectivity. Direct connect to transfer cut files from the machine to the PC easily. No need for expensive cartridges, monthly subscriptions, or pricey software. The new Scan and Cut 2 machine reads SVG files along with proprietary FCM cut file extension. Many of the cut files you may have already purchased can now be used. Scan and Cut 2 now has over 600 built-in designs. You can easily access them by clicking on Pattern, and you can see so many different choices. Lots and lots of different types of designs can be found for easy cutting and drawing. The Scan and Cut 2 machine now gives you the ability to read not only grayscale prints and patterns, but also an option to select color RGB recognition. So I'm simply going to open the dust cover on the machine, and I have a mat that's loaded with a piece of pattern fabric in color, and I'm going to go ahead and load my mat, and from the home menu I'm going to choose Scan, and I'm going to choose Direct Cut, and you can see that it's already in RGB color mode. If it wasn't, I could simply click on the icon. You can see there's grayscale, and here's RGB color. Once that's done, I'm going to say OK and start. And once it's finished cutting, I'm going to go ahead and unload the mat. You can see how fabulous it looks. The new Scan and Cut 2 machine with cutting-edge technology is great for crafters, quilters, sewers, and mixed media artists. See it, scan it, cut it, create it. Hi there, my name is Julie Faithan Balzer, and I'm here with the Scan and Cut 2. The CM350 has over 600 built-in designs plus 7 fonts. Let me take you on a quick tour. So if I go in and I choose Pattern, you can see that I have all these different choices here. Now each of these is actually a cover for even more designs, and each of these is actually a cover for even more designs. You can see this is 2 of 4, so I can just keep scrolling until I see all of them. And if we go back, you'll see with the fonts, lots to choose from. Each of these is just 1 of 13, right? So there's so many pages of built-in designs. So let's go ahead and cut something. How about the word girl? That looks good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit set. I'm going to open the dust cover. I'm going to go ahead and load my mat, which has some colored cardstock on it. And once that's loaded, then all I need to do is hit OK and cut, and I've already set everything to cut cardstock, so I'm going to press start. Once it's done cutting, I'm going to go ahead and unload the mat. I'm going to pull away the excess cardstock, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the spatula tool to help me just pull that beautiful intricate cut right off of the mat. and you can see how cool it is. And now, of course, I could cut this out in any size and out of virtually any material up to 2 millimeters thick. So remember, with the CM350 and the over 600 built-in designs in 7 fonts, you can see it, scan it, cut it, create it. My name is Julie Faifan Balzer, and I'm here with Scan and Cut 2. All of the fabulous on-screen editing features are even easier with this larger LCD display screen. Let me walk you through how easy it is. So I'm going to go ahead to Pattern, and I'm going to go ahead and choose from one of the built-in designs. And actually, I want to grab this little star that's right there, okay? Or that's a moon, I guess I should say. And once that's done, I'm going to hit Add, and I'm going to go back to the patterns, and I'm going to pick the same cover, but this time I'm going to choose a star. Very cute. And I'm going to go ahead and add it. Now, once I've set that and they're both there are a bunch of different things I can do. So for instance, let's say I want the star to be smaller than the moon. So what I can do from the editing panel is I can simply resize it to whatever size I want it to be. And I could even make there be, let's say, 3 stars, okay, circling around that moon. Now, the other thing that you can do from the editing panel is you can, of course, rotate anything. So let's grab our moon and rotate it. Now, you can choose, once you have this rotate button, you can choose 90 degrees, 10 degrees, 1 degree, and of course they all go back in the opposite direction. But one of the things I want to note is this is too close to any of the edges, you won't be able to rotate it the full 90 degrees. So whenever I'm rotating, I like to drag it to the center to make sure that I'm going to be able to rotate it exactly how I want. So once I'm all set, the next thing I want to do is I want to find an arrangement for these stars and moons. So I'm going to turn them into a single cut file by welding. So I want to have the stars sort of touching and overlapping and coming in towards that moon. Now, if I zoom in, okay, I can see exactly how they're overlapping, and I can even make any adjustments I want. Let's say I want them to just barely touch, okay, just like that. And again, I can even zoom in more so that I can really get a detailed look at exactly what's happening, because you should be able to customize absolutely anything that you're making. So once I'm sure that everything is overlapping and touching just the way that I want it, I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all. And you can see how those red boxes popped up selecting everything. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and choose the weld. Now, the weld is a thing that looks like the circle and the triangle that are welded together. So once I hit that, it's going to say, is it okay to do this? It's irreversible. And I'm going to say, absolutely, that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to hit OK, and you can see now that my pattern is totally welded together. So let's go ahead and cut that out. So I'm going to open my dust cover. I'm going to place my cool colored cardstock right in there. But you could cut this out of virtually anything up to 2 millimeters thick. So then I'm going to go ahead, choose cut. I know that my blade is set already for cardstock. I'm going to hit start, and we are going to cut it out. So once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and unload my mat, remove the excess paper, and then I can peel my cool welded cut file right off. There's my stars and moon looking absolutely cool. But there's one more quick tip that I want to show you, which is once you've done all the work of designing this file, go ahead and hit the save button so that you have it forever. I hope you'll try out all the editing functions. They're really easy. Remember, see it, scan it, cut it, create it. My name is Julie Faifan Balzer, and I'm here with the Scan and Cut 2 to show you a little bit about Direct Cut. So you can see here on my mat, I have an image which I've stamped onto plain white cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load it into the machine by pressing the load button. And then right from the scan menu, I'm going to choose Direct Cut. Now, I have right here recognition mode. This is in grayscale, and since I have a black and white image, that's exactly what I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and the machine will scan it in to prepare it for cutting. Once it's been scanned in, I can see my image, and then I can drag in the handles to make sure that I'm not catching any of the mat in the back or anything like that. I'm just actually catching my sunflower stamp, which is all that I want. And you can see that it's automatically going to give me a slightly darker line, and that is the line that it's going to cut on, which is perfect. Now, I have a lot of different options. For instance, I can add a margin to it, and I can choose exactly how big or small that margin is. I really like adding a margin to stamped images. I think it gives them a really nice look so that it looks a little bit more like a finished embellishment. Another option, of course, is that you can add all sorts of different cool shapes, maybe just a circle or a scalloped edge, and you can scroll through several different pages of options here, which I think are really neat and can give you all sorts of different looks. And you can see how they size to fit whatever the image is. So I'm going to hit the X instead of the OK, because all I really want is that original margin we chose. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and I can choose whether I want to draw that outline or if I want to cut it, and we are going to cut it. So once it's ready and the light lights up right here, I'm going to go ahead and press start, and the machine is going to cut out my stamped image for me. Notice that, of course, I have my blade in the machine, and it's set for me for what works for cardstock. Once it is cut out, I'm simply going to unload the mat and pull this right out, pull away the excess, and then you can see right here with the margin exactly as I asked. There it is. It looks like a beautiful embellishment. Absolutely no fussy cutting with scissors. The machine will do it all for you. And there's another way that you can direct cut that I think is equally as cool. So that was a stamped image, and what I have right here are just pre-made little printed images you can see. These are on paper. You could of course do the same thing with fabric. I'm going to go ahead and load it right into the machine. And we're going to go ahead back and we're going to go to the home screen and we're going to choose Scan, Direct Cut. But remember last time we did it in grayscale because that was a black and white image. This time we're going to choose RGB because this is a color image. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the Start button. So now I can drag in the arrows. So I have two images on here, and let's just choose our mustache image for right now. And you can go ahead and drag in the arrows to narrow it down, and that just makes the processing a little bit faster. We're gonna hit OK, and it's gonna go ahead and recognize. And there you can see we've already cut those beautiful little images, and if I zoom in here, you can see that heavy black line is right around what I want to cut. Now, just like with the grayscale, we have the option, of course, of adding in a margin or any of the fun shapes that we want to add. But let's go ahead and cut that out right on the line. So we're going to hit OK. And again, we could draw it or we could cut it. I'm going to choose cut, and when that green light comes up, I'm going to press the Start button. And again, I have my blade still set for cardstock. So I'm going to unload my mat right here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my spatula tool, which is always helpful for getting your paper started right off the corner, just like that. You can see, and by the way, that's a super cute stencil now that I could use for all sorts of stuff. And of course, I have the individual pieces here as well. And I do find that if I just bend the mat a little and do it out, and now I have my mustache, which is perfectly perfect for anything I would like to do. So don't forget, all you need is Scan and Cut 2 for all your fussy cutting needs. No more scissors. It's so easy to cut out any design. See it, scan it, cut it, create it. Hi there, my name is Julie Faith-Ann Balzer, and I'm here with the Scan and Cut 2. Listen, the color pen set is a super fun way to add all sorts of texture and interest to your projects. So you can see here I have a red pen and a black pen, and I have the pen tool holder. I'm going to go ahead and open it up simply by pressing on the back. Then I'm going to remove the clear cap from the pen, drop the pen in, close up the tool, it clicks shut, and then there's even a place right on the pen holder to put your cap so you don't lose it. I'm going to go ahead and open the dust cover on the machine. I'm going to lift up the blade holder. I'm going to pull out the blade and I'm going to drop in my pen tool, just like that with the Brother logo facing me. That's exactly how it fits in. Now I'm going to go ahead into pattern and I'm going to choose, let's pick a word. How about the word baby, right like that. Now I've got to make it really little because actually what I want to do when we draw this word baby is I want to put it onto a label. So we're going to go ahead and guess that that's the right size. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to load in my mat, which has a sheet of labels just from the office supply store or whatever, right? Loaded onto there already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan it in so I can perfectly place my drawing. Now this would be a great way to do name tags, little designs, a logo, absolutely anything. Just draw it right onto your stickers. Once it is scanned in, I can easily go ahead and grab the word baby, make sure that it's perfectly placed onto my label exactly where I want it. I can even go ahead and zoom in so that I can see it and I can arrange it just how I want it, okay? If I need to, I can of course resize it even a little bit more. Okay, zoom in one more time and we can see that it is going to be perfect. Let's see. There you go, looks fantastic. So I'm just gonna go ahead when I'm happy and I'm satisfied and I'm gonna hit OK, OK, OK again. And then right when I see the draw, I'm ready to select that, press start, and it's gonna go ahead and draw it right onto my label. Super cool. You can see how great it looks. That label is ready to be used. And of course, I can use these other labels at another time because I can always scan them in and draw whatever I want on them. But that's not all that you can do with your color pens. Check this out. These are some leaves that I went ahead and doodled. And as you can see, I drew them right onto some paper. And then on top of that, I watercolored, I added embellishments, and in no time at all, I have a really cute scrapbook page. So let me show you how easy it is to draw an image like those leaves. So I actually have that image. Let's go to the home screen, and I have it saved onto a USB. So I'm going to go into Save Data, choose the USB option, the center option. I can see my leaves right there. I'm going to hit OK. Now, just like we did with the labels, I'm going to go ahead and scan in my paper to make sure that I'm going to get the leaves exactly where I want them to be. Okay, so we're going to hit the scan button and let it take that in and scan it. Oh, look at that. The placement is totally perfect. I can see exactly what I want. The one thing I want to change is instead of red leaves, I'd like some black leaves. So again, I'm simply going to press the button on the back. I'm going to lift the pen out. I have the cap. It's right there. I can't lose it. I'm going to put it right back together. I'm going to open up the black pen, drop it in, click it shut, place my cap so that I don't lose it, place the pen tool right into the holder with the Brother logo facing me. Go ahead and press that down. It's in there. All I have to do now is hit OK, ask the machine to draw it, and Scan and Cut 2 is going to go ahead and draw out that beautiful design for me. Once it starts drawing, I can simply unload it and you can see how fabulous it looks. Now, all of your cut files can also be used for draw files, and I think that's amazing. Remember, see it, scan it, cut it, draw it, create it.